It's showtime. Yikes, Canada. What the beep is going on? Hang on a second. I think I pressed this button here. Yeah, that's how. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Talkin' Habs Saturday Hockey Talk Live, where we talk about anything and everything Habs, hockey, and life with your host, Rick Selly. Go Habs, go, and let's talk hockey. The road to the 25th Cup is under construction. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. Matt will be joining us shortly. That's why I got the headphones on. Yikes, Canada. What the hell is going on with Hockey Canada? There's some big names involved in the controversy. I'm not saying anybody has been named as the actual one of the guys that did the deed. But it's just that, and I'm not going to accuse anybody. I'm not here to accuse anybody because the details aren't all out anyway. But man, what's going on with Canada? I don't know. I got the Canadian flag behind me, and I don't know how proud I am today of that. All right. Habs Guru. Hey, all's good, Habs Guru. If you're out there, I sent your package 2 days ago. I will try to remember to send you the tracking number. Sorry. But it's out there. You're going to get it soon. So Matt's going to be here in a second. Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. No, you're second, though. Habs Guru was first. Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Nice and early. How you doing, Kelly?
Hey, Kelly. How's everybody doing?
Hey, Matt. How you doing, Matt?
What's happening?
So, and not to say that like the U.S. is like, things are great over there, but man, Canada's trying to join you guys or what? What the hell's up with that, you think?
I mean, it's pretty damning, man. And who the hell knows what else isn't being said right now?
Or what else what else hasn't come out?
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of time between 2013 and 2018. I'm just saying.
It was 2003 and 2018. 15. No. 15 years.
I mean, who knows?
And hey, before that, who knows anymore, right? Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr.
Be a lot of people in a lot of trouble pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Dr. Bag, thoughts on the Tkachuk trade? We're going to get to that in a minute. Let some more people come in. Oh, there's 15 people here already. How's that possible? It's an amazing, since in the off season, there's less going on. So there's more people. I'm amazed today. Hey, Izzy, how's it going? Awesome to see you guys here. Ronald just showed up. Hey, Ronald, how you doing? Yeah, so I think the big topics today are probably going to be light on the thumbnail, the controversy surrounding Hockey Canada, and that's a pretty big trade, the Tkachuk trade.
It's one of the biggest trades that I've ever seen.
Yeah, pretty big trade. I think it's important, if you don't know already, that Huberdeau and Uyghur both on expiring contracts this season coming now. Huberdeau 29, Tkachuk 24. You can understand why Florida would make that change. Calgary, it's a risk because
it's a huge ass risk.
Yeah,
huge risk.
Did they sign? Now, did they have a lot of choice? They're kind of painted into a corner by Gaudreau and Tkachuk. So, I mean, maybe if they can re-sign Huberdeau, it's a win for Calgary, kind of, right? If they can re-sign Huberdeau. But, geez, are they going to – Huberdeau's already said he'd like to play for Montreal. He can do that next – not this season coming, but in 24, he can do that.
Can you imagine in 2 years' time if we have Huberdeau and PLD with this current core of players?
Can you imagine Huberdeau on a line with Suzuki and Caulfield?
Oh,
Huberdeau –
they'd all get a bare minimum of like 60 points.
Huberdeau passing to Caulfield. I just think Caulfield would explode for goals, and Huberdeau and Suzuki would pile up some assists. It would be an awesome line. But, I don't know if he's going to sign here. In a year, are the Habs ready to sign a player like that? He's going to be 30. I don't know. Dubois, I don't want to see Dubois in a Habs uniform. I know. Because you know what? We'll sign him in 2 years. And in 2026, he will want to go somewhere else. Please trade me.
Probably.
I want to be
I've been
traded.
going back and forth myself over PLD. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I want him. Hang on, I just got a text from my ex.
Huberdeau, though, in a year, especially if like we trend in the right direction this year, holy smokes. That'd be a sexy top 6. Huberdeau, Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav, Dak, and Anderson. I'd probably throw on that line too.
Would be yeah.
That'd be a sexy top 6.
Be sick. You know, if you look at our lineup, potentially, we're not that far away now from having one of those sick top 6 lineups. It's got to kind of fill out the rest of. But I mean, these guys all pay off. Yeah, you add somebody like I'd rather see Huberdeau personally. Give me Huberdeau over there, Dubois.
Dude, Huberdeau, Suzuki, Caulfield. Oh,
yeah. I think
I'd pay a premium to watch him at the Bell Center.
If you're talking about speeding up your rebuild, that would be something that would really do that. You know, especially if Slavkovsky plays next year, this season coming. And actually does well, and he's good, and it all's good. You know, I'm not expecting superstar, but you know what I mean. He does well and stays here and all that. Yeah, you could really speed up a rebuild with.
It'd be a kid, and I've seen this all over Twitter. It'd be a kid to when Panarin signed with the Rangers. Know, that signing I think sped their rebuild up a year or two.
Yeah, now they gotta have that pay off with a Stanley Cup win.
Okay, Huberdeau at 30 though would still be right in his prime.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it, to be very honest.
It'd be sweet. Oh, I'd love it.
Gregory Dabou. Who else agrees?
Doobie-doo.
Who else agrees? Montreal needs to trade away players and not add any. Gotta let the prospects. I don't think anybody really disagrees with that, though, Gregory.
No,
the thing is, it's not a market to get really top value for guys that you're trying to get rid of money, right? So are you going to get top value for the trade? Probably not. So it's not an easy thing to do. And a lot of teams don't have the money to make these deals. So I agree with you.
Too, I guess. Like, there's a lot of teams in trouble right now with the cap.
Yeah. I'll agree with you that they don't really need to bring in too much as far as money-wise, right? Big name players. So I'm going to agree with you there. You know, and a lot of what we're talking about here is speculation. You know, yeah, I don't know if they, you know, I don't know if they're ready at that point to take on Huberdeau, but it would speed it up a lot, man. I think. Okay, Dr. Bag. It's possible Huberdeau comes to Montreal, similar to Gorton signing Panarin. Oh, we already kind of. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that top line. I mean, bare minimum. If that's the top line, I think bare minimum Caulfield probably scores 60 goals. Like, bare minimum.
Well, I wouldn't say bare minimum, but I would say this. He'll have an awesome opportunity to hit 50. And who knows where. But, I mean, I think that chance of 50 or more, awesome opportunity there. Is it possible Huberdeau comes to Montreal? Oh, you did that. Why do I want to read the same thing over and over again? If Huberdeau and Weegar don't want to stay in Calgary, they can trade them both at trade deadline. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they figure, right? If Huberdeau says, "Nah, I don't think I want to stay," because they're going to find that out by the trade deadline. And yeah, I mean, they can turn Huberdeau and Weegar into, you know, something else. So it might not be a total bust of a trade if that happens, you know. Mm-hmm. For both of us, for the first hockey game that you saw live, when was it and who did you see?
Ooh.
I know.
You want to keep it NHL? Because I could go one of like 3 routes.
Well, I think he's
I can go college, NHL. I can go AHL, or I could go NHL.
No, I mean, I think he's talking NHL. I can't do that, so I mean that. So NHL, yeah, but you go first.
All right. You know what? I'm going to do all 3 just for shits and giggles. NHL, I think I was 5 or 6. It was Buffalo against Boston at the Garden. It was an afternoon game. But it was when Buffalo still had that black and red jersey with the Buffalo head on it. AHL, which I think is the first hockey game I think I'd ever gone to ever, was when the Lowell Lock Monsters was still a team. This is way again. I was probably 6 or this is back when I was a little wee lad. And then the first college hockey game I believe was Boston College and Boston University at they played at Fenway Park in 2011. That was the first college hockey game I went to.
And NHL, you didn't do NHL yet, did you?
Yeah, but Buffalo and Boston when I was.
Oh yeah, the Buffalo.
5 or
That's
6.
NHL.
Yeah, that's when, if I remember correctly, it was an afternoon game, and I had a Joe Thornton, the old Bruins jersey that was yellow with the black shoulders and had like the brown bear head on it, and the Sabres were still rocking the black and red jerseys.
For me, I can only do 2 actually. The first QMJHL game I saw. I don't remember the year exactly, but Pat LaFontaine was 16. It was an all-star game. It was at Verdun, and I got to see Pat LaFontaine. He was 70. It was the year before the draft, so he hadn't been drafted yet. But so that's QMJHL. Hockey, the first one I remember, because it might not have really been my first, but it would have been my second, if not my first, is 19. I don't know if it's 68 or 69. And it was Montreal at home to the California Golden Seals with Gup Worsley and nets. And I don't remember anything about the Golden Seals at the time. So I don't know who was, look at the roster. That's who was there. So that's my story. Yep. Which I've told a few times. Gabriel, Hey, Gabriel, if I haven't said yet, we want to be able to afford Huberdeau. We won't be able to. He might take a hometown discount if he comes here. But that being said, a discount would still be $10 million. It depends how you look at it. Yeah, I guess he's going to sign for that. We will have $17 million off the books just from guys that are on their expiring contracts. Who knows what with Carey Price? If those kind of things work out where, you've got $20 million, I don't know that I want to give him half of that, but you might find a way to make it work. But I kind of agree. He's going to want a lot of money.
You also have to see what Caulfield's extension would look like.
And you know what? I think he kind of did the not the hometown, but home team discount already with Florida. So you never know. He may see an opportunity here to win a cup with Montreal. He may take it at a little bit less, like a little more than Suzuki, or in the $8 million range, 8.5. Never know. That might be affordable. Who knows?
I don't know. I want to talk about one of the best contracts in the league. He's only making $5.9 million.
No, that's what I said. It's a great contract, and if I remember, he took a little less, not a ton less because it was a while ago, but I think I remember that. I don't know. All right, let me see if I can remember. See where it was. The price is done after next season. You never know, Gabriel. That's from Dr. Bag. Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I'm saying. That Kelly says that top 6 is making her drool. Wow. Yeah, they're building a hell of a top 6 here, I think. We're going to really there's going to be a point where Montreal is a contender again, and we're going to love this team if we don't already, which we do. Stan the Man, now that PLD signed for 1 year, $6 million. Hopefully all rumors are done. Well, for this year. He just signed his qualifying offer. And I imagine, he's going to do that next year too. They're going to qualify him. He signs the contract. Then he's a free agent after that. He's a UFA. And we'll see. I don't know. I don't really want players like that. I don't want players that, he's got a history of it now. It's not like it's the first time. It's going to be the third time.
Oh, 100%.
So, second time. This is the second time he wants that. So, he's building a track record here. So, I don't know. Oh, Dr. Bags is true. We need Florida to hopefully suck next year. We need a lottery pick from them. We have that first round pick of theirs. I imagine that's protected though. Bet you there's conditions on that. So I wouldn't be excited about, Florida sucks. We're not going to have that first pick. I'm sure it's not straight up no matter what we get that. Do you know, Matt, if the Florida pick is protected or not?
I don't think it's protected. I'm pretty sure it's unprotected.
Oh.
I'll tell you right now, though.
I'm going to be surprised that it's unprotected.
Yeah, it's completely unprotected. There's no conditions on it.
Awesome. So there you go. Maybe Florida. But listen, adding Tkachuk's not making them worse. I mean, a Uyghur is a good defenseman. I mean, he's not great. So I don't think they took away anything, that's going to hurt them that much that they're going to, that pick's going to drop into the top 10 picks, RB, we don't need to trade now. Yeah, I mean, nothing major. I don't think they're going to be very active. I really don't. I think they are looking for a right side defenseman, not expensive, experienced. I think they're looking for that. Other than that, I don't know how many changes they need to make. They just need to make sure they got to sign Kirby Dach, and then they got to, go from there. I'm surprised nobody wants to talk about Hockey Canada. That's okay. I don't really want to either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I researched it a bit today. All right, let's see what else we got here. We can let players play and up their value. Yep. I wouldn't listen. Although I just said that, I wouldn't be surprised if they find a deal for Mike Hoffman, they make it. If they find a deal for Yoel Armia, they take it. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. Move salary, yes, they're going to make moves. Other than that, I don't think they do much to add because they don't have room to add. They don't make any deals until they move salary out. They got to sign Kirby Dach. Although there's a way for them without making any more moves. You got to juggle a few things. Maybe a guy or two that you would think might be up here. One of the young guys they have to have in the minors. But without making any more moves, they could still sign Kirby Dach to a $2 million contract. So
what's his qualifying? What was he making last year? Do we know?
ELC, so under $1 million.
Okay.
This is
so
first
qualifying
contract.
Then the qualifying offer must not have been that much. He's fine then. I don't really.
No. They'll probably sign him to. I'm predicting a bridge deal.
Ooh, right, but
I think now it'll be. I think it'll be something like 2 years, between $2 and $3 million. So we want to say $2.5 million. I think that's where the landing point is. They don't have $2.5 million right now, so they could. I think they can sign him because they're allowed to go a little bit over, but they will have to move something in order to make that happen. Either shifting some guys around to save money, maybe waiving Paul Byron, put him in the minors and get that $1 million relief.
That's if he doesn't get claimed. I mean, who knows?
Well, but if he gets claimed, I know he's a good player, but right now he's very injury prone, and it might be the best thing for Montreal. Honestly, I like Paul Byron. It's not a knock on him, but it's business. When it's business and you're trying to put together this team, that might happen. So things like that can, even Monty, if Price is healthy, they have to waive Monty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know how much I really buy into what Stephon Wade had to say.
I don't either.
I take that with a grain of salt. I don't really buy into that much at all. And I know you kind of touched on it on Wednesday night.
It's not based on any fact, really. It's based on his belief and his feelings. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We're not the U.S. here. Maybe in Matt's country, they go, well, he feels that way, so hey, that's it. It's gonna happen. It does not like that here yet.
At least USA Hockey isn't in trouble right now.
I wasn't a shot at your country. It's really what's going on. No, you're right.
No, I know.
But that's that it's still possible.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. And
this might lead to allegations coming all over the place from different. I hope not. Anyway, I hope not. ABL, how's it going, my friend? the two biggest questions are: one, anybody heard anything from the new Flames? Are they pissed? I have not heard. I gotta think Huberdeau. I know he wanted to win a cup over there. I think he would have liked another try. So I don't know about Uyghur. And what's wrong with the Red Sox? We're not answering that here. No, don't get started there, Matt. I see the light just lit up in his eyes.
Yeah,
Red Sox. Red Sox.
We got curb stomped 28-5 last night.
I heard that. Toronto crushed them.
Oh, yeah.
20.
I saw it. I was out with my girlfriend. I checked the score, and I was like,
me too.
What
I saw it, and I went, what? I went back, like, wait, did I see that right? 25. Wow. I haven't seen a score like that. Listen, it happens every now and then, right? Your team comes out totally flat.
Oh, it does. But, it doesn't happen every now and then. Giving up an inside-the-park grand slam. That doesn't happen every now and then.
It happens every now and then. Rare.
Not a grand slam. Not a grand slam. And Jared Duran was in the lineup again today. I was punched a wall.
Every team in baseball, at some point in their history, will have that game. You know that.
That's fine. I wouldn't.
Know that.
I'm not really that upset about the score. I'm upset that Jared Duran lost the ball in the light. And when it dropped, he just stood there and did nothing. The left fielder had to come all the way over to field the ball, and we gave up an inside the park grand slam. And then Jared Duran was in the starting lineup again today.
I'm just saying.
I was punched a wall. I was so upset.
It's not an explainable thing, but it happens like every now and then. What are you going to do? All right. Gabriel says, my first ever hockey game was Leafs versus Bruins in Toronto because he's from Toronto. My first ever Habs game in Montreal was against Golden Knights in 2018. We won 5-4. Awesome, Gabriel. That's really cool. Awesome. Leafs versus Bruins. Actually, that's got to be a pretty heated game right there. Good rivalry there between those guys, too. Dr. Bag, I hope we keep Dvorak to still help Doc and Suzuki with faceoffs. I think that's the plan, right? I actually think the plan is for Doc to start on the third line and then work his way up, and then they'll switch. That's what I think the plan is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I fully kind of expect that. Gregory, what prospects on D make the opening day roster? I'm thinking Arbor has a good camp and makes it. You know what? I really like Arbor. I think Arbor is a good full season away. We might see him like as a call-up when they need, injuries happen. I don't think Arbor makes it on opening day.
No, I have three in mind, and I don't think you would disagree. Justin Barron, Jordan Harris, Caden Gooley. Unless Caden Gooley has a catastrophic camp, I think he's in the starting lineup.
I don't. This is why I flagged that. I just said that there's a way for them not to have to make any moves and still sign Kirby Dack. I think that means Justin Barron has to be in Laval. So I could see Justin Barron not making it, maybe only because of the cap reasons, right? But I agree with you. Other than that, I do agree with you. Barron should be here. I would like Barron to be here, but I think it depends on how moves happen and stuff like that. But I think those are the guys. Gooley. I think Gooley makes it.
Sure.
I think he makes it. Yeah. Harris too, because Harris, I thought he played well. He had 10 games. They got a good look at him. I think I don't know. I think he does. I think it's Barron that they have more flexibility with, and since he's had less games, I think we might see. Yeah, I think it might work out that way. But I think you might be right though. I think three guys should make it. So we'll see. We'll see who they bring in, and if they bring in that another guy on the right. That's really what's going to make the difference. Is if they bring in a guy off waivers or they trade for somebody. Mm-hmm. All right. Stan the Man's first game. I saw the Habs versus Nordiques. Awesome, man. Best game I ever saw. I saw both 2 other times. Great atmosphere at the Forum. Yeah, that's a team I didn't see live, and would have liked. Can you remove that the comment? No, I didn't see them live ever. The Nordiques, and it's too bad I never got. It's hard. It was hard to get a ticket for a Nordiques game. That's something. Not an easy ticket to get. And I never went. So, Anybody remember Huberdeau's playoff this year? Florida's management does that's for sure. He didn't have much. I don't remember. I really don't. So
He didn't
maybe
really have that impactful of a postseason, but I think he was coming back off injury or something.
I'll just say this. I think Florida did this mostly on age. You got Matt Tkachuk's 24. You got him now for the next 8 years. You got Huberdeau's 29. I think they saw an opportunity that, okay, we might not have thought of doing this, but let's do this. And I think that kind of thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the Arizona Coyotes getting a new building soon, who do you think needs a new barn to play in? I don't really know. Actually, I should. There are a couple of teams. I don't know why they're not coming to me. You got any idea who needs a new barn?
Well, I know the Islanders are getting a new stadium.
But they're getting one, yeah.
Otherwise, I would have said them.
No, me too, but they're getting one. They got one already, actually, so it's not them.
I don't really know. know.
Calgary.
Oh, yeah, the Saddle Dome.
Saddle Dome sucks from what I remember now. Calgary. There's one. Like, I can't think of anybody else either. I know there's a couple of teams I've heard talk about it, but I can't think of the names. Ronald, what do you got? So put in there. Let us know what you got there. Hey, Sonny, how you doing, man? Price, Allen, and Montembeault. It's okay. How will they keep? Well, Price, I don't expect Price to start the season, so we'll have Allen and Monty for all season, kind of like last year. I don't see much different. You know what I do see? Depending on injuries, I hope we don't see Primo. I would like to see Primo stay in the AHL.
Yeah.
And get a full undisturbed season down there before they think of having him up here.
And he's never really quite had that, really, has he, up until this point?
Not really, no.
I think it'll do him a lot of good. I really do.
Yeah, I think he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's first AHL game was the Halifax Mooseheads in 2004. I went with some of the cast from the Trailer Park Boys because I was working on the show then. Wait, I need to know more. First NHL game was the playoffs, Leafs versus Kings. I know Kelly's in Ontario, so Halifax, it's a long time ago. Working on I remember you saying something about this. We need to hear more about the Trailer Park Boys. You ever see that, Matt? Trailer Park Boys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to hear more about this, Kelly, at some time. Because I'd be very interested in that one. See, that made me cough. I'm just thinking of Ricky with all that smoke, All right. Gabriel's still very curious as to what happens with Price in the next 1 to 2 years. Yeah, well, I kind of think we all are.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think we all are. Elliot M. Hey, Elliot. Start bench cut. Goodrow, Huberdeau, Tkachuk. Jeez.
I'm starting Huberdeau.
I was going to say, is this regular season or playoffs?
I'm going to bench Tkachuk, and I'm going to cut Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah. I think I'm in agreement with you.
And the reason I'm cutting Johnny Gaudreau is because I met him once when he played for Boston College, and he was a dick.
He's a dick?
Never liked him since. He's probably changed. He's probably fine now, but I met him when he was at Boston College, and he was a dick.
That's okay. Okay, wait a second. Okay, there we are. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I want to start Huberdeau, bench Tkachuk. I would like to start Huberdeau and Tkachuk and just cut Gaudreau. Can we change it? No? Will Slav or Dak get number one power play minutes this season?
Oh, Slav. Especially if he could show in the first few games that that shot from the point, I don't know why you wouldn't put him on that power play.
If he shows that he's able to play with the big guys, and it's not just the big guys, you're talking about first line, first power play unit. I mean, he has to be playing well. If he can play that well, yeah, I mean, Slav will get it. Dak,
I mean, I would love that shot on the power play.
Dak will not get number one power play minutes, I don't think. That's Suzuki's. So Dak will get a little bit limited. If Slav is on the first line or in the top 6, should get also number one power play minutes, I kind of think. And so Slav. But it's really going to depend on, I think, the training camp more for Slavkovsky than Dak, because Dak has some NHL experience. It's not as much in doubt. So, yeah. No, we did this. I have seen several NHL games. That's from BL in Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Edmonton, Tampa. Wow. First one was Montreal versus Chicago at the Forum. Awesome. At the Forum, too. Great. That was a great place to watch a game.
The Forum?
Place. Yeah.
So wasn't the old Garden. Oh, my God.
No.
The Boston Garden?
Yeah, I'm just not going to agree with that ever. Just out of principle. Yeah, I'm sorry. Ottawa, Andrew, if you're asking the Habs for games, first, it doesn't have to be the Habs first game you saw. Ottawa needs a new barn. They're talking about it, and you know what? They do need a new barn. Mm-hmm. Maybe not so much as the arena, but the location needs to be new. Their location's not good for them.
Where are they?
They're outside in a place people don't like to go. Outside the city, in the suburbs. And it's just not a place that's, you have to drive a little too long to get there. And then you got to come back after the game, and it's just not attractive. So
is there no room to put it like in Ottawa?
I don't know, but they need to bring it closer or directly in Ottawa. And I think they're talking about it. There's some talk about them building a new barn. I saw some stuff online. I don't know the exact stuff I saw, but I saw something that makes me think I saw something. I don't know what I'm saying. Calgary needs a new building. Yes, I said Calgary. Calgary needs a new building. Yes. Hey, Joel. Hey, how you doing? You're forgetting that Paul Byron will not be able to start the season. He'll be on the LTIR for a while. And between the minors and unexpected deals, they'll be able to sign Dak. Yes. No, it's a good point you make. And I forgot to make my point was very key. That is, if everyone's healthy, they don't have to make any moves. But you're 100% right. More than likely, Price and Byron will be on the LTIR to start. And they're going to have plenty of room to sign Dak. I'm not really worried about that. But I'm just saying this was if everybody was healthy, including Price. MJ says Calgary also for the arena. Yes. That's for a long time. Calgary needs a new arena. That's not anything new. Elliot says Huberdeau is a legit top 10 forward in the league, without a doubt. Would you say the same for Tkachuk or no? I don't know if Tkachuk's a top 10, but he's in the top 20.
I was about to say, yeah, I think I'd go top 20. I don't think he cracks the top 10. Not yet.
Listen,
I just think there's much better for. I mean, I could probably name you 10, at least 10 that are better than him right now.
The key was Tkachuk's age of 24. They locked up a 24-year-old. Not a bad player. I mean, it's not like he's a bad player.
Yeah.
Not my favorite player by any means, but I think that's what they were looking at was age.
Mm-hmm.
Bling Bling says Ottawa also. Florida. I think Florida should move to Miami. The current arena is literally in the middle of a swamp and is 40 minutes away from Miami. Use the arena where the Miami Heat play. Listen, I think I've heard that before, actually. So Florida's on that list legitimately. There's nothing wrong with Ottawa's rink other than the location. I think I said that, though, BL. It's not so much the rink; it's the location that it's a relatively new rink. It's not like it's super old.
It's like the Trop. Sorry to switch to baseball, but it's the same thing with Tropicana Field in St. Pete. Oh my god, the area around you got to wear bulletproof vests to go to a game because the
Yeah.
area right around the Trop. Oh
There's
my
some
god,
there's
it's bad, 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 bad.
some aging stadiums and arenas around North America, and some of the arenas were built in like decent neighborhoods at the time, but it's not the same anymore.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
I've been to
but I
like
mean,
2 or 3 games at the Trop. The park itself is nice. It's just my god, you got to drive through like the
well,
slums to get to the arena. It's bad.
I mean, every city with the cost of rent, every city's going to be a slum soon.
Oh, but I mean, we're talking
Let's
like
use rich.
they need to move it into Tampa. I gotta get rid of the Trop. It's bad.
Gabriel says, I love the Trailer Park Boys. I actually saw Ricky at a hockey game. He was a couple of rows in front of me. Awesome. Now, this is the question. Does he look the same? Or, like, is he just a little different? And that's because of the makeup and all that. I'm just wondering if, when he's really just himself, does he look like, oh, that's Ricky? Or you just could say, oh, yeah, that's Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys. Not exactly like as he looks on Trailer Park Boy. I don't know. Having trouble getting words out of my mouth today. Don't ask me why. So that's a question for you, Gabriel. Kelly says, I was a script runner for seasons 5 and 6. Awesome. Oh, that's pretty cool. Also did some. Now, what does a script runner do? I'm not exactly. I know it doesn't mean that you take the scripts and you run with them to somewhere else and give it. Like, I know that's not it. But I know what a showrunner does. So what does a script runner do? Because I'm curious.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that is exactly what, or at least the script runner will be there in case someone forgets their lines. They have the script like right there.
Oh,
I don't know.
That actually makes sense. That makes some sense. So yeah. So she'll tell us. I also did some minor work on the set, decorating and lighting. My sister was married to the actor that played Officer Ted Johnson. Oh, really? He got me the job. That's awesome. So you're from East then, because they filmed it in Nova Scotia. I was late to Trailer Park Boys. I was late. I heard so much about it. And I said, it looks like a dumb show. I'm not. And then one day, I want to say about 8 years ago, I started watching it, and I was just hooked on it. So, yeah. Slavkovsky, Dak, and Gallagher as our opening day third line. Yeah, I imagine that's a possibility. I don't think we'll see Slavkovsky starting out at the first line. You got to let guys work their way up, and I think you're probably right. But I think if he's here and he performs, I think by mid-season though, he'll be in the top 6 because he's a top 6 player. You're only playing him in the top 9 because it's his first season. You want to get him accustomed and let him work his way into it. Remember, Nick Suzuki started 4th line wing. Worked his way up. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Gaudreau will not get another season like the season he just had. He only performs really well in years that a contract expires. I expect him to get 60, 75 points this season. A lot of players, though, do that. So it's not just on Gaudreau. Stand the man. You're saying Ottawa should get the arena put in Canada, or they're in Canada and that's a little too far? I'm not sure. I can't remember where they are. I know when you come in from Montreal, they're on the far. You got to drive through everything to get to where the arena is. And I know Canada is also out that way.
I'm very smart.
Read that.
Matt, you're right on. That's exactly what a script runner does. Help the actors rehearse and give them updated scripts if there are any changes.
That makes sense. Listen, I know what a showrunner does. It's kind of like, it's similar, except you're not writing episode, but you're helping script runner. You're not running around with the script, but you're helping them. That makes sense. Words don't come to me today, so don't laugh at me. I hear y'all laughing at me. I got special headphones, so I can hear it. All right. So Canada's where the arena is? Yeah. All right. So I know it's on the far end. So Calgary won that trade hands down. I don't agree in that it's too early to tell, because if Huberdeau and Weegar both leave after next season, I don't know that they won that trade. If they manage to re-sign Huberdeau, then I'll agree. I'll agree with you. That's why I think it's to be determined who won that trade. Besides, most trades are that way too. Unless they're really lopsided, most trades are, you got to wait a couple seasons really to tell. Team might be the winner in the first couple of seasons, and it evens out or turns around. Renegade Man, I'm surprised Kadri hadn't signed with anyone. It wouldn't be cool. Someday he will sign with the Habs because that was the team he grew up cheering for. Did he really grow up cheering for the Habs? Yeah. I mean, there must be something holding that up. I don't know what it is, but you would think he'd have been signed already. Gabriel says, Ricky, it was about 5 years ago, and Ricky looked a little different. I would think so. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't look exactly like that in his real life. I just was wondering. Kadri will end up back in Colorado. I'm not sure about that, but, probably. BL Matt says to check out Shoresy. Like, you think we'll be? Of course we know Shoresy. I've watched Shoresy three times through already. Have you not seen it, Matt?
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, of course. Great show. Love it. Love Shoresy.
Watch Letterkenny next?
I like Shoresy even better than Letterkenny because it's about hockey.
Yeah.
And it's Letterkenny, just the hockey version of Letterkenny. So.
I always call the Retaliator there. Come on. Get in the box.
I love that show.
Oh, it's so funny.
Kelly, no, we read that. Elliot, love the gesture from Weidman to give Slavkovsky his number. Wonder what was the deal. I kind of think Weidman wanted to change his number. I don't think 20 was his first choice. So I'm not happy, though. He took number 6. I don't know. I feel kind of weird.
Yeah, that struck me as odd, too.
I feel kind of weird about it.
Number.
Yeah. So... but I don't think it was like a gesture from Weidman, say, here, take my number, I'll take another. I think since it was available, I don't think they were giving 6 last season, right? But I think it was available now, and he wanted that number, so he took it, I think. Did you have, I should have got that. I have the numbers. Okay, Dadnov 63, Slavkovsky 20. Yeah. I hope he doesn't play like he's 63. Slavkovsky 20, Matheson number 8, as we just said, Weidman 6. There's another one. What's the one I'm missing? Do you know? Who's?
Let me try to find the picture. Dadnov 63.
Someone say, oh, and Dak
77. Mike Matheson number 8. Chris Weidman number 6. And Yuri Slavzilla number 20.
I got them all. I was just missing Dak. I was right.
Goolie's probably going to take my number. He's probably going to take 21. That means I'm going to get a new Habs jersey.
Well, he's had 21 in training camp last year.
I know.
Like he's worn 21. I expect he will wear 21.
That means I have to get a new nameplate for my custom jersey.
Well, you can do that, can't you?
I mean, I could.
What do you got on the back? You got
it's my last name.
Oh, no, then don't change it. That would be no, don't change it. I'm excited for some good development. Is that going to happen now? Yes. Well, I think they're going to develop guys at all the stages of even the ECHL. I think they had, if I'm correct, they had the coaching staff from the ECHL as well at camp, development camp. They're trying to get everybody in line, and that way players will be coached in the same way, basically, all the way through. So when guys graduate up to the NHL, they're playing, they adjust easy. Sure. All right. Florida's first round pick is in 20. Next. Oh, well, they traded away their first round. I think the trade makes Florida worse, which is great for the Habs considering we have their first round next year. That's from Quinn. Hey, Quinn. Does it make them worse? I mean, it kind of depends, right? If Matt Tkachuk sort of lifts his game a little bit and, moves up that little, and he's starting to put up 100+ points a year, I don't know. I don't know if that makes it worse. We'll see how he fits into the team. If he doesn't, if it's not a good fit, then yeah. Joe Pallotta. Huberdeau is extremely pissed off, according to some reports. He's a goner.
So I guess he didn't find out about the trade until he checked Twitter.
Could be.
That's
to say
what
he's
I
a
heard.
goner.
And,
He could play. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say. So from what I understand, he had basically a a modified no trade clause where he submits he basically gave the Panthers a list of teams that that he would say no to for a trade, and Calgary must not have been on that list.
8 teams.
So they just made the trade, and they didn't tell him, and he found out on Twitter.
Calgary wasn't on the list?
Well, they were on.
They can't be on the list if it's.
Calgary wasn't on the list of the teams that he would say no to, so they made the trade.
It's a possibility. He goes to Calgary, plays the season, likes it, falls in love with the city. I mean, it's a very big possibility. That could happen, and he resigns there. If that happens, Calgary, it's good. Calgary, I think, and if they can re-sign Weegar also, Weegar's a pretty good defenseman. They got a first-round pick. I don't think the prospect means anything. Just a prospect. I don't think it's a top prospect. So it depends. They could still come out ahead and be the winner of this. But I think Huberdeau, he could fall in love with Calgary. I mean,
it's maybe possible.
Make great friends there. Want to stick around. You don't know. A season playing for a team, that could. If he has an open mind, depends. If he really doesn't want, I'm not staying there, and he won't.
And listen, even if they flip him at the deadline, he's still a free agent at the end of the year, unless
right.
Unless wherever he goes, they don't, unless he signs an extension somewhere else. But
yeah, I mean that's right. That's probably what'll happen if Calgary feels they can't sign him. They're not going to just let him walk. They're going to trade him at the deadline. At least get something back. They'll get something good still for him. So,
they may not even have the money. I know they have $9.3 million in cap right now, but they still got to sign. They got someone who's an RFA right now who's not signed, who's actually pretty good, and I can't think of his name.
They're talking about Calgary.
Yeah.
Renegade Man says Florida could be a contender to win the Cup. Paul Maurice now has a team that can win. Can Paul Maurice win? Has he won a cup? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Good coach. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he's able to, but he'll have a team that will be. Calling them a contender, I think, will be legit.
Oh.
But it doesn't mean they're going to win the cup.
Mangiapane and Oliver Shillington are both RFAs, and Calgary only has 9 forwards on the roster right now.
Yeah, they still have a bit of a cap crunch.
So they might not even have the money to extend
Huberdeau.
Well,
listen, they'll have to work that out. They made the trade.
Oh yeah.
Good question from Gregory, actually. With all the cover-ups and sexual misconduct going on in Hockey Canada, Does this put what Logan Bayou did in a better context? He was wrong, but it's not sexual assault.
Well, it wasn't gang
I
rape.
kind of agree with that. I agree. That's right. No, I think it does. I think Gregory, you're right. It does.
Mm-hmm.
It puts it in. It gives it better context, right? Which I think was. I think actually, I really do think has been lost, and people kind of judge him a little more harshly than I think. Even though I did too, a little more harshly than they should, because when you put it in context with what is coming out with Hockey Canada, what he did is kind of mild.
Yeah, and look, I mean, Mayu didn't try to deny anything. He came out and he owned up to it right away. And
He didn't sexually assault anybody. He
right,
didn't do
and
anything
like I
like that.
said, it looks like from what we've been hearing about his kind of rehab, I'll call it rehab. I don't really
He's
know
doing
what.
well from what I can. Yeah, he's following the
So
rules. He's doing what he's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, I think it does, Gregory. I think it puts it in a new light. Hey, NHL Hockey News, how you doing, buddy?
I do want to say too. I don't know if you saw Jordan Tutu's tweet about he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
I think he's full of shit because he wrote in his book that he literally guys would take girl. Literally, there's an excerpt in his book that says, we're just teenagers. We would do whatever after a game. We'd grab a few girls, go up to the, go into this room.
There was a bunch of horny guys, and they'd grab a couple of girls after the game. And
I mean, he's basically admitting right there that he knows what's going on.
A bunch of guys, couple of girls go into a bedroom. He says, you figure it out yourself. And then he says he wasn't. But what he's saying is, not that it didn't happen, that he wasn't there.
No, he said he had no knowledge of anything.
He had no knowledge. It's possible he had no knowledge. I mean, I'm not going to say he did or didn't.
I have a hard time believing.
Honestly, it's not what I'm looking. It's not what I'm looking for here. In that, I want to know who did it, and there are guys that weren't there. There were they say 6 guys in 2003, 6 players on a team of 24. I'm not sure how many, but that's a lot of guys that didn't do it. Now, did they know about it? I tend to think you're right that some of them knew. I mean,
Jordan Tutu literally admitted in his book that the guys would take girls.
He might not have known specifics here, though.
Right, and I'm not saying that he did. He knew, but I'm saying he knows that they took girls up to their rooms and whatnot.
He knew this kind of shit went on.
Yeah,
but he didn't necessarily know if there were any rapes going on. I mean, that maybe he's not lying there, right? And I wouldn't. Right. I'll take him at his word.
I get that, but I still think it's kind of hypocritical to say something like that when you've written in your book that you knew that. Again, I'm not saying he knew specifics, but he knew that guys were taking girls in rooms.
Again, it's not the same thing as him being guilty of this. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but
did he speak up? No. If he knew about it, he didn't speak up. But nobody did, obviously.
So, right.
Yeah.
But he knew that team members were taking girls into rooms and, what have you. So he knew that was happening.
Listen, on a one-on-one thing, there's nothing there. It's not that. It was groups of the team taking a couple of girls into a room.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. It's not just, everybody grab a girl. I mean, that's how you're going to really.
Yeah, we're talking about 6 guys and maybe 2 girls.
But that's just, the point was that it's a group of them with less than a group of girls. And that's what a gang rape is.
I mean, 2018 was what? It was 1 girl and 8 guys or something like that, from what I know.
2018, yeah, I think it was 8-1, and in 2003, 6-1. Ray, stop barking. Yeah, it's
bad.
It's very disconcerting.
I looked at the names on both those World Junior teams.
That's the first thing I did.
Whoa.
First, 2003. I was looking. Wow. Marc-Andre Fleury was, but he's already, I think, come out and did not, like he wasn't there or didn't know.
Well, they're not going to come out and say that they were there.
I
mean, they could come out and deny it, but they're not going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, I was there. I did these very."
No one's going to say they were there, obviously. Well, maybe. I mean, maybe someone will admit to it. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I don't think so, though.
But and I think you also have to kind of look at, especially with 2018. Look at the first few people that kind of came out and denied it, because I mean, they may not have had anything to do with it, but you know.
Well, Victor Mete said he wasn't. He wasn't there. He wasn't even in the city
Right,
at
and
the
I
time.
think that was
There's
that,
three of
that was
them.
proven.
There's three of them who weren't said they weren't there. Cale Clegg said he was not. He didn't have anything to do with it. That's all I think I've heard so far about 2018. But there's some big names in. There's an ex-Hab, P.A. Parento. He played here for a little bit, did he? He says he had nothing to do with it. Anyways, listen, there's going to be an investigation. Nobody's guilty till they're found guilty.
Huge names on there. Matt Barzal, Cale Makar, Anthony
Cale Makar, yeah.
Carter Hart. I mean, Jake Bean. I mean,
Bean, Hart, and somebody else. Their lawyers said they had nothing to do with it. They've come out.
Yeah, I think Cale Makar. But I haven't heard anything from Matt Barzal.
Cale Clegg, not Makar.
Oh. I haven't heard anything from Barzal. I haven't heard anything from Beauvillier.
No.
Makar, I haven't heard anything, but I guess he said something. I don't know.
He did. He did. He didn't say he wasn't there or anything like that. He just said, I have to, I got to be honest with, and this, I'm just speculating. From the statement that I read, I don't know that if I'm somebody trying to judge it, I'm not sure that makes me clear him and say, no, this guy, I wouldn't take a look at this guy. I don't know. I didn't like his statement, to be honest with
you. Whose statement?
Cale Makar.
And you know what's interesting about that, right? So, what was it? My girlfriend had asked me about because we talk about because she went to UMass and was in a class with him, and we talk about him all the time. And when I said, "Oh yeah, he just got implicated in this because he was on the team," it freaked her the hell out because like he sat behind her in class at UMass Amherst. Like she knew him in college. It freaked her the hell out.
Well, yeah. I know it's not for us to ask what she thinks because that's speculation.
But I was like I said, I know what goes on at that school. I mean, it's
and
a
listen,
known,
let's
known
be clear.
party school. It's a known
let's be clear here. We are not accusing anyone.
No,
because we don't
absolutely
know anything.
Not.
We're just talking about what we've seen out there. But I'm not accusing anybody. Matt's not accusing anybody. It's we're just talking about it. Because we don't. What do we know? We don't know anything.
Right.
It's
no, and like I said,
stages.
I'm just going off of what I know goes on at that school because I know a ton of people that have been there.
Listen, this kind of stuff goes on.
So, like I said, I don't know. I'm not accusing Cale Makar of anything, but
the truth is, this stuff goes on in all walks of society.
Right.
It's not like it goes on everywhere. Unfortunately, and it's not to make an excuse for them at all in any way. That's not why I'm saying it. But it's to say that, it couldn't happen. It could happen anywhere, any class of society, any section of society. Like it happens. It's part of life. Men are just sometimes just uncontrollable that way. I don't have an answer for it. And I'm not saying they did it either. We don't know yet. That's all. Just so we don't get in trouble. We're not saying they did it.
No, not at all.
That at all.
It's just like I said, because I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in because, like I said, I know the school. Like I said, my girlfriend knew him. She was in class with him and a bunch of the other hockey players, which she also said they were all dumb as a box of rocks.
Well, I got the 2018. In the shed. The girl involved in the 2018 one, they made an out of court settlement with her. And a lot of times with an out of court settlement, depending on what it is, sometimes you settle just because you don't want the public to think that it's true. It happens. You'll settle out of court kind of quietly, which is what they did. My thinking is only in this and whether it's true or not. The fact that they settled for the money they did, I think they know it's true.
I think a couple of big names might have been on that list, though. Too.
They know
what I mean. If they settled,
the kind of money there's something to it. That's
Yeah.
all I would think. That's my my thinking on it. That it kind of tells you that there's probably something to this that's going to come out when they investigate. We'll find out down the road when they know for sure what went on.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's a big settlement, $3.5 million. A big settlement. So I don't think go. Stop. I don't think they settled for $3.5 million because someone just made an accusation.
No, it's not what you do.
No, it's not. All right, let's get back here. Kelly says, I like the number 77. That's what I would want. It just seems cool to me. Plus, it was Andy's number in Columbus, and it was Kulak's number the last couple of seasons. It was Pierre Turgeon's number when he was here. Any other 77s I remember? I don't remember anymore. Remember that the Panthers 2023 first pick? Yes, it's no NHL hockey. Matt checked and it's not protected. But
I picked from Florida as unprotected.
Yeah, I don't expect though that.
It won't be in the lottery, but it's still another first round pick.
And it could drop. It could drop into a better spot than we might think going in. But Joseph Philly says, "Does Caulfield get 26?" Are you talking about goals? If you're talking about goals, my prediction for Caulfield for goals is between 35 and 45 next season. What do you think, Matt? Goals for Caulfield.
Honestly, I think he might get close to 40. If he stays on the pace he was at to end that season, I don't see why he couldn't get close to 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 35 to 45, even somewhere in there. Hey, old man, he's probably already gone. Just letting you know, you are a great creator. See you on the regular video format. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. He's my biggest fan for my poems, Phil. Filibuster. He's not big on the my format for live. That's why he said that. Renegade Man, I'm curious what will happen with Pierre-Luc Dubois going forward with the Jets since he signs a 1-year deal. He'll do that again. What he did was he signed a qualifying offer. So they had to qualify him. He accepted it and signed it, and that's what he's paying. Now, next season, they're going to qualify him because if they don't, then he can leave next season. So he'll sign their qualifying offer, and then after that, he's a UFA. I think that's pretty much what he's thinking. Gabriel says between Tkachuk and Huberdeau, they're very different players, in his opinion. That's funny. Huberdeau is better, but if I was Florida, I'd rather have Tkachuk. He plays a much more difficult game to play against. Plus, they already have Barkov. Well, I think they'll be fine with Tkachuk. I mean, he's 24. It's not like Tkachuk's a bad player or anything. So it's not like they really downgraded or anything. They got a much younger guy. I think they're probably going to be happy. He signed in for long term. Big money, 9.5. I mean, just crazy money. Huberdeau is a proven point per game guy over the past 4 years or something. Tkachuk had an outlier year last year. If he can replicate, then Florida wins. I mean, if you think it's an outlier, like I don't know what his numbers were, but he's going to get you, good numbers. So I don't think that's an outlier that he's a good player. But I think you're right. If he can get those kind of numbers again in Florida would definitely.
Oh yeah.
It'll do fine. But Quinn doubts he does though.
You know what, Greg? Whoopsies. That too. The fact that they set up a fund to settle
something in my eye.
These things. Yeah.
And did you see where they got the money from for that fund?
I did.
They got it. They got it from all the membership fees for all the amateur players, men and women. So they took money that they got from the men, but also from the women's fees to settle cases of sexual abuse against the women.
Yeah.
It gets worse, right? I mean, like, that's really freaking low.
I mean, Hockey Canada's in big trouble right now. I've even heard that they might get yanked from the World Juniors, depending on what happens between then and now.
I think they have to tear down everything. Just tear it down, rebuild it.
Yeah.
Get rid of everybody that's there and just replace everybody with new blood and send it in a new direction.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a lot of trouble. You're 100% right.
They're in big trouble. Yep. Even with Parliament too, like the Canadian government's looking into it too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. They stopped their funding. There's no more funding. And
a lot of the big sponsors pulled out.
Yeah, all the big sponsors pulled out.
And I know Hockey Canada came out and said they won't be using the money for memberships as like a hush fund anymore.
Yeah, they're not going to. That fund is not going to be used to pay out any sexual settlements.
I think that's bullshit. Yeah. I don't believe that for a second.
Well, I don't know. The spotlight's on
obviously
them.
They had to say that. They obviously had to say that to kind of save face.
But the spotlight's on them, so they're going to have trouble doing it now.
Oh,
I mean, Sport Canada is checking is checking into them. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think they just got to tear it down. Everybody out, new people in, top to bottom, top to bottom. Elliot says, "Who do you think will finish with more points between Huberdeau, Gaudreau, and Tkachuk?" It's a good question.
Between who and Tkachuk?
Huberdeau, Gaudreau, and Tkachuk.
Finishes with more points. I'm going to go with Tkachuk. And I'm going to go with Tkachuk because of who he's going to be playing with. Because when I look at... When I just weigh the top sixes of those three teams, I just think Tkachuk is playing with a better playmaker.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Barkov.
Yeah.
So to me, that's why I go with Tkachuk. I mean, obviously, all three of them are going to get a whole bunch of points.
Gaudreau's going to not. He's going to top out in the 70s if he's lucky. That's what I think.
Who's centering that line with him and Line? I don't even know.
It's a good question. Good question. I don't know. Was Huberdeau taken before or after Drouin in the draft? Well, Drouin went third, so after.
They were different years. I've been actually reading the comments. They were different years.
Well,
and Tampa took Drouin because that draft was that the who the hell did we was that the
was
year
he
we
third
took
or
Sergachev
fourth?
like eighth?
Third. Sorry.
Were Sergachev and Drouin the same draft, or were they a year or two apart?
No, Sergachev was younger, so a little bit different there.
Yeah, so, Drouin was like top three, if I remember.
Third,
correctly.
He was third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drouin went third. He would look. I mean, Drouin was a different. You look at Drouin when he was drafted and when his first couple seasons in Tampa to the Drouin we got, not the same player.
No.
Not the same player. So I don't know what happened there, but Panthers pick isn't okay. We know that. Not the same year. What's that? Oh, so it's an answer.
That's talking about Huberdeau and Drouin. I like this comment though.
Go ahead. Joshua Roy or Sean Farrell make the lineup at all next season? Sean Farrell, no. He's in college. And Joshua Roy, I think Roy has a chance. I don't know enough about this kid. I only know that the people who should know thinks he's got a chance.
Yeah, I mean, if he has a good camp, I don't see why not. I mean, he's got the tools. I mean, he's a point machine.
I think it's going to listen. Another thing is if they need to be bringing down that cap hit, guy's on his ELC, not making a lot of money. If he makes a team, that helps that. So as long as he's like, they feel that they're not harming him to do it, I think Roy has a chance to make it. I'm not saying he's going to make it.
Oh, McKinnon's only 26?
Yeah, he's young.
Oh, my God. Holy smokes. I didn't know he was that young.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I didn't know he was that young. I totally forgot when he got drafted. That's crazy.
What's this now? Some reporter from Calgary said the old man Tkachuk has been building a new home in Naples, Florida, and that may have factored into Florida being on young Matthews' list. But it wouldn't factor into Florida making the deal. I mean, him being on the list. I mean, if you're looking to go to teams like that are going to contend right now that are up there, I mean, Florida's up there, so players might want to go there. But I mean, I would think that it would be one of the reasons why it's on the list, of course. Mete was in Jamaica when the rape happened. Yeah, he wasn't in the city, so he's not a suspect. The investigation was reopened. Yeah, I know. They're going to reopen it and redo the investigation. I read Habs reject another PLD trade that would involve Caulfield. Yep. A lot of Jets fans are like saying Caulfield or bust. Habs will take bust and hang up. Yep. Yeah, I don't think it's in the conversation. I don't think Hughes would be negotiating with those names at all. So if Winnipeg called and said, we'd like either Suzuki or Caulfield, I think Hughes would just laugh and then say, yeah, okay, we'll talk later. Call me another time. Fleury's the only guy from the 2003 team that is still in the NHL. Yeah. I hope he wasn't involved because that would be pretty sucky to find something like that out about, a guy you respect in the NHL, So, and I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it would be sucky to find out if it is. I hope he's not. I hope he's not named as one of the players. If we ever find out who, we may never find out exactly who it was either.
Tell you one thing though, his career is over. Like that's done and dusted. He's done.
Anybody who is
named, they're done. Good, done.
Yeah, in either they're done. Yeah, gone. Look to the KHL if it's still out there. Habs should hang up the phone. Yeah, like we said, if they want to call. Yeah, listen.
Or if they
want
Habs
should not.
No.
Montreal should not send any good pieces to Winnipeg to get somebody who's made it clear they want to come here and are a free agent UFA in 2 years. Let them wait his 2 years, and then they'll consider it. That's how I would handle it. Especially the guy, I mean, it's 2 teams now, that he gets out of. I don't know. It's not a pattern I really want to have this guy on my team now. Hockey Canada is going to be torn down over this. Yes, I think so. All the executives fired will be rebranded under a new name. Yeah, they're going to, anybody who made any decisions or anything like that in that kind of position will be let go, and they'll bring in all new people and have a totally different direction, I want to say, or outlook anyway. Not outlook. I mean, I'm missing the right term. McDavid caught cheating. Austin Matthews dropping his pants. That's a little more than dropping his pants. I think that's very unfair to the young lady that was cornered in a booth by 6 of Matthews' friends before he dropped his pants to just say dropping his pants. Virtanen saying the girl was willing. So many stories makes the league look bad and for. Oh, yeah, well, you're talking about that Matthews makes the league look bad, so I'm okay with it now, Elliot. That's cool. But it is a little more than just dropping his pants. No, does he get the number 26? Who? What are we talking about there? Joseph, sorry, I don't know what we're talking about there. Who gets the number 26? Why do we? I don't know what we're doing there. Worse than the settlement is the fact that Hockey Canada had a specific fund for paying
you're
for
way behind.
settlements. How am I that far behind, though? I thought I was down near the end. I'm 10 minutes behind. Okay, yeah. McKinnon, Barker. Okay, I'm just going to go down to the bottom. I'm where Kelly's thing. Read a quote from Yzerman calling Drouin the softest player on the team and how it's impossible to win a championship with a guy like that. Tend to agree. Thing is, I saw some highlights from him in Tampa. I wouldn't have called him soft. I mean, Yzerman, I'm not going to doubt his eye, and he probably saw that. But, I don't know when he made that comment. So if it was a few years ago, well, he got it right. Can't disagree with that. Dr. Bag says, I think Drouin has changed since then. After being with Montreal, he seems more leader-like and well-liked. But, I mean, the soft part, I don't know if that's changed. I mean, I don't know if that's changed. I don't want to make this accusation, but I've questioned some of the length of the time he's been out for some of these injuries. If some of it isn't just him like being a little soft and not going out and playing hurt a little bit. I don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes of that, so I can't really say. But to say changed, I don't know. What did McDavid do? McDavid cheated. I know. I saw this. Do you remember? It's recently. He cheated somehow. He did something like that. I can't remember the details. Hey, Petty, how you doing? What's the tweet about new captain trade? No, there's no word about the captain yet right now.
And going no on trades. Twitter right now to see if I missed something.
No, well, there's not. I'm sure it's not. Oh, they announced the captain tonight. It seems like kind of don't expect the captain announcement till training camp.
I just had a heart attack.
What did you see on
one of those, like, you know how like people make like those fake Twitter accounts of like Elliot Friedman or LeBron, and they'll have like a white thing in the corner, and to make it look like they're verified.
Yep.
One for Friedman just posted here, and PK Subban is signing with Montreal, 4 years times $6 million AAV.
Okay, but I see.
I almost dropped dead.
Even if that got past me and I saw that, I go, no, that's not happening.
I really didn't even see them. I just saw PK Subban is signing with Mon, and I was like, no.
There's not a team out there that's gonna give Subban $6 million. Would you guys agree with that? Petty, I'm not sure what you're saying. I mean, I understand the French. Are you saying they've announced the new captain? Guess what? I don't know. It's from their official Twitter. So, no, Petty, I'm not sure. Are you saying they announced a new captain? I haven't seen anything.
Oh, they tweeted something out today about an hour. What time is it? About 2 hours ago. And it said, guess who?
The Habs did this?
Yeah. The Habs.
What else? That's it? Out. Just says guess who?
It says guess who.
There's no nothing else on the tweet, anything? No attachments, no emojis, nothing? I have no idea. Okay, Dr. Bag says I'd give Subban max $1.5 million for a year. I'd give him 2 if they're interested. I mean, I'd go 2, but no more than that money for sure. Hey, it's Bubble Tea. Who needs to make the cap floor?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a few teams.
It was Mike Matheson that tweeted it out.
Mike Matheson
The
tweeted it.
Habs
Just
Twitter
saying.
account put a thing at
He's
put out
just
a tweet
tweeting, guess
right
who?
after it, and it's a video of him literally writing and sending the tweet.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Do you think we won the Subban Weber trade? We're not talking about Subban Weber trade anymore. That's done. Over. It's too far in the back. Nope. Yes, they did, but no, I'm not talking about it. Drouin needs to get out of Montreal. The media has been brutal to him. He's been, I mean, listen, it's kind of a two-way street there. And he's, not that he said bad things or anything, but I mean, his career here has been pretty brutal. It's about Matheson. Oh, so he's in Montreal. He's at the Bell Center. All right. Says guess who? And then a video of Mike. Yep. Hey Larry, how you doing, Larry? Larry the cable guy in the room. Thoughts on Matheson?
I like it.
I mean, listen, nothing bad. I think Matheson's going to be a good addition. We're getting him at a good time in his career. Yeah, no, I like having Matheson. If they're making a trade and they're taking somebody back, I'm really good with Matheson. Hey, Wolverine, how you doing, man? Subban and best days are behind him, without a doubt. But listen, like if they're, because we know they're kind of in the market for a right side D, experienced, cheap. And Subban fits the bill. But I think, you can never go home again. That's the saying. And I think it applies here. Mike Matheson for Norris. That's a little early to say. Monty for Vezina. Obviously too early to say any of that. And I doubt Monty's getting the Vezina. Gregory says Subban's going to end up on a PTO. I mean, it could come to that. Larry, you got to Google Larry the Cable Guy. I can't believe you don't know who he's a comedian. To start for Slavkovsky, we should do a third line of Slavkovsky, Dvorak, Gallagher. Yeah, that's been put up a few times. Yeah, and listen, depending on what kind of camp he has, if he has a great camp, I think he'll be in the top 6. If he has, okay camp, yeah, he could be on the third line to start. Jethro McSheepherder, all right. Late to the show. We got about another 10 minutes or so. No beers tonight? No. I actually haven't had a beer on. I mean, for me, a beer is different, right? I smoke my beers. But I haven't had an actual beer in a while, actually, to be honest with you. I'm not a big drinker. Larry the Cable Guy is the guy that plays Mater. That's right. Toe Mater in the Cars movies. That's right.
It's like Toe Mater.
Get her done. Get her done. Wolverine, I don't know if you talked about this, but what were your thoughts on the Panthers GM claiming that they're getting a generational talent in Matt Tkachuk? Good question. We haven't talked about it. I saw that. And I had the thought in my head saying, I don't think Matt Tkachuk's a generational player. That's just braggadocious shit to make it more palatable for the fans, I guess. Matt Tkachuk's not generational. No, Larry, I was just, remember you wanted a nickname. I kind of thought, I know it's kind of low-hanging fruit, but I thought, I like Larry the Cable Guy, so for me, I like that. So I hope you do too. Matter of fact, I watched, I want to say about a month and a half ago, I watched his latest special. 2 of them, because then he had one with Jeff Foxworthy. So I watched both. I like Larry the Cable Guy. He's not as good as he was at first, but I mean, he's still okay. Let's see.
Oh. Huh. Slavkovsky choosing 20 has a little bit of Richard Zednik vibes on it. That's kind of funny.
Jethro, I mean, I don't think that Huberdeau, I don't think it's like written in stone or anything. I mean, think about it. What Huberdeau is going to cost, you're not full through your rebuild. I don't know. I don't know. It might not work. You might like Calgary. Hey, Anthony, Subban coming to Montreal? I don't think so, personally.
Cool.
Sorry.
Habs, I was going to say the Habs tweeted out a video of Mike Matheson teaching his son how to walk in the dressing room.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. They're good now with their social media, much better than they were. Dr. Bag, they traded away all their picks, so yeah. That's facts. Hey, that's facts. Hey, Rick, love that jersey. 10 on 10. 10 out of 10, he says, actually. And hey, Matt, what's happening to the Red Sox? Don't get them started. Don't get them started.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I ran out of beer. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. Don't get them started on the Red. Forget about the Red Sox when you're gone, okay? Huberdeau is another over 30 player who will be making circa $10 million when he's 36. We've tried that with Price and Galley and failed. Deuce B, I really agree with that. You know, Huberdeau will be 30 if he comes here. Unless he's willing to sign for a hometown discount, you know, I'd like to see him come in under. If they could pick him up for like 7.5, 8 million, you know, maybe not at 8 years or 7 years. Yeah, 4 years. I could go with that. But other than that, I agree with you. It's you're just creating another problem down the road when that contract becomes, you know, useless. How do the Canadiens plan to clear more cap space to add some of the players they may want? And, well, they got to trade guys with term. You know, guys we've been talking about all along. Anybody that's a veteran that's getting up there in years and has term on their contract worth some money, that's who they got to target. The only one I wouldn't is Anderson. I would keep him here. And there's somebody else, and I'm just not thinking of him. Awesome, Larry. That's your. I'm going to call you that every time you come in. Is Tkachuk even the best player from his draft class? I'd have to see a list. I can't say off the top of my head. Throw out some names that are on there, and I'll tell you if I think he's better or not. And remember, I haven't seen a lot of Tkachuk, so I might not be the best guy to judge him. I don't like him because of I find him a bit of a cheap shot kind of guy like Tom Wilson. Don't take away from his talent. He's talented and all that. I just don't like him. But I don't know who is in his draft class, so I don't know. Dvorak might get moved due to cap reasons, but I would like to keep him for the time being. I think they might feel that they actually need him here, right? I think if the season starts with Dak, they might start Dak at third line C for a little while. Let Dak earn his way up to the 2C. And you've got Dvorak there, experience, great face-off guy. Dak's not. He's got to learn. So, yeah, I would like to hang on to Dvorak as well. You know, when you look at Dvorak's numbers for games played and all that, he had a good season. He had a little above average for his numbers. He would have prorated right just under 50. I don't know if it was 48 or 49, which is a little higher than his normal. I think overall he had there's nothing wrong with Dvorak's season last year. And the last bunch of games he played under St. Louis, I think he did pretty good. We have to deal with two Tkachuks now in our division. Yes, Dr. Bag. I don't like that. Larry, I think they can buy out some of them, but the problem with the buyout is the same problem with retaining salary, right? You buy them out, but it doubles the amount of time you have them on the books. You got one really bad season. Usually it's a high cap hit. And I think it's the same reason. They don't want to retain salary on guys they trade because they don't want it to affect years to come, you know? And so I think they don't want to buy out anybody for that reason. Really, the only guys that pays to buy out for them would be anybody on the last year of the contract, you know? There's 4 guys. I don't think they're going to buy them out. Austin Matthews went first the year Tkachuk went 6th. Well, okay, so Tkachuk's better than Matthews. There's one. Yeah, don't laugh at me. I don't like Matthews. I'm never going to say he's talented. I'm not going to give him first best in the league. Nope. He's best in the league at dropping his pants, scaring women with his ass and his friends, but that's it. Okay, let's get off that subject. Tkachuk plays his old team on November 19th, and the day after he plays against his old teammate, Goudreau, in Columbus. Yeah, it's his. I don't really care. I'd rather Hoffman and or Armia over Dvorak for cap room. Oh, me too, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I think, I've said I think Hoffman, he's going to make moves. I would think Hoffman would be next guy out. You got to think Hoffman's movable. I would hope. Nobody's taking Armia. I kind of think that he's going to have to break his rule about not wanting to retain any money to move Armia. Or, listen, you have an overpaid 4th line winger. Habination says should, but Dadonov and Byron at that buy out. Okay, should buy out. I mean, that's a possibility, I guess. I don't know. I know that they were able to do buyouts. I saw 1 or 2 teams bought out players, so there was a window and they didn't buy out anybody, so I don't think they're going to. Hey, David, how's it going, man? Did PK Subban sign with Montreal? No. And I don't think he will. Matthews and Laine were the best players in the 2016 draft. Do I think Laine is better than Tkachuk if that's the same draft? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think overall, Tkachuk's game, I think I kind of overall like it a little better, actually, even after I just said what I said. Gabriel, I 100% agree with that. Matthews is overrated. Not hating on him is just simply true. The part I don't agree with is I'm hating on him. I'll admit to that. Deuce B says agree Hoffman for a bag of pucks if anyone would take him. Would be best option now for cap space if it's doable. Yeah, I mean Hoffman for some draft picks or something. Like I'm good with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
that offload what, like $4.5 million in salary?
Hoffman 4.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
Habination makes a good point. Not going to wish that they would as buyout. They gave Dadonov a number, so that's a nope on Dadonov. That's a good point. They're not buying him out if they assign him a number, I don't think. I think Hughes was not lying when he said that Dadonov could be a good addition for a year, and then we'll see. But, he's only here for probably to the trade deadline.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I think he can definitely get upwards of 25-ish goals. Like, I think he'll produce. I think that just makes him easier to flip at the deadline.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think he will. Yeah, exactly. And I'm there's all likelihood probably Dadonov starts on the first line to open the season. With Nick and Cole. There's a good chance of that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm good with him staying for the year. He's not like he's a bad player or anything. Sorry, hot in here. I got all my lights on. Using all 4 tonight. At least it's a nice kind of bright. I like the lighting. All right. Where were we? Larry, no, they're not related to Walt Tkachuk. No, it's and you know what? I believe the spelling is different, so it's not the same. Walt Tkachuk is not the same spelling, I don't think. Andrew says, let everyone have a tryout for 10 games, then dump the players that don't work out. I mean, that would be great if they could, but I mean, it wouldn't work with the cap, so still goes for the cap. Matthews chokes in the playoffs. Yeah, that definitely does. Minus the 2022 playoffs against Tampa. Yeah. Dr. Back, I think there's, hang on, I had to swallow. I think there's a team out there that should find Hoffman useful. It's just, I mean, at the trade deadline, I think, you definitely move on a guy like Hoffman. Can they move him before that? I mean, that's really kind of what it is. Oh, David, that's a fake account. Yeah. David, Matt, look, David Arthur, he's commenting on that Elliot Friedman thing you mentioned earlier.
Oh, really?
That they signed Subban. No, they didn't sign Subban. Wait, I gotta check on something here. Is it Larry that is asking? Yes. No. Go look up Walt Tkachuk. It's spelled differently. Matt, can you do that? I can't do that.
What is it?
Walt Tkachuk. Just put Tkachuk like but it'll come up in a search. What's the spelling? Because I'm pretty sure Walt Tkachuk, the old hockey player, old New York Ranger, it's not the same spelling.
It's Tkachuk, not.
There's a Z, I think, in Walt Tkachuk spelling. Walt Tkachuk, whatever. There's a Z, I think. I don't know why I think that, but I do. Gregory, I think unless we add sweeteners, we will have to do dollar out, dollar in trades. Could see Hoffman for Barry.
Yeah. So Walt Tkachuk, it's TKACZUK.
There you go. So not
Keith Tkachuk, Matt Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk, it's TKACHUK.
Yeah, totally different spelling. Man, I'm good. I'm so good at this. I think what did I? Okay, could see Hoffman for Barry from Edmonton. Almost identical contracts, but different positions. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess that could happen. I guess I don't think Montreal wants to do that though. I mean, they want to get cap relief. That doesn't really give them much cap relief. So,
Stan, it's Budweiser. By the way, it's not craft. It's just their July 4th can.
It's freedom beer.
America.
Where you're free to make their choices. And I'm talking about the Christian right. That's freedom.
Hey, this is a very Christian live stream we have going on right now, Rick.
Very Christian.
Don't you undermine me.
Very Christian. You want to hear what my thoughts on God and Jesus? Do you really? I don't think so. All right, let's change the subject. Matt is the beer. No, I don't have to read that. Hang on. Let's scroll. Huberdeau had early extension talks with Florida and waited for a call for an offer. His next call was the trade. Listen, I mean, hockey's a business.
Excuse me.
It happens. I don't like. I mean, I
do
know
like PBF.
it's not fun to go through, obviously, but I mean, it is part of the business of hockey. I would think though. I mean, Florida didn't really handle it well. Obviously, they should have called him and told him before it got out. Wait till next year when Huberdeau and Weegar both walk as UFAs. Huberdeau wants to play in Montreal. I mean, listen, I said earlier they could end up liking Calgary. If they walk as UFAs, the Calgary loses that trade. Obviously, if they have to move them at the deadline type thing. But if they don't and they can sign Huberdeau, I mean, if that does happen, then it's a win. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Huberdeau signs.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? All kinds of comments came in. All of a sudden.
Stan.
I'm trying to find where I was. There, okay.
Night, David. Good to have you around, buddy.
See you, David. If you said goodnight, I didn't see. I'm probably too far. I think defensively, they're going to wait to see if any prospects make the jump and are ready. If not, they'll pick up a D-man, maybe via waivers. Yes, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Hughes has said that, first of all, they got first choice on the waiver wire right till November 1st. So they could take 10 players off the waiver wire and they'll just keep having first dibs at it. And
how does that work? Is that because they finished it last?
Because they finished last. It's not like the fantasy leagues where you and then you move to the bottom. And Hughes has said that he will be looking on the waiver wire, and he kind of figures that's where they'll find that right side D that they're looking for off the waiver wire. So this is something he said. So yes,
I mean, especially too with how loaded the defensively anyway that the prospect pool is. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you rush to sign anybody. I think this is the year that you play the kids. You play Goalie, you play Harris, you play Barron, and you see what happens.
I mean, I guess depending on how the camp goes for the young guys that you're thinking, they really crap the bed. Yeah, I doubt it's going to go that way. So that's why you wait to training camp. You see how things go, and you make a decision. And maybe somebody pops up like, oh, that guy's on waivers, we're going to grab him. Because, listen, because of cap restraints, there's going to be a player or two that you're going to go, wow, they're waiving that guy? And, that's how you find the gems on the waiver wire. Because some teams have no choice. They have to waive a guy here and there. Mm-hmm. They don't want to waive him, but they got to. Stan the Man is blessing us. I think it's because we talked about Christianity shit. So thank you there, Stan. I don't know what good it'll do. If you're thinking of praying for me, I mean, don't bother because nobody's listening.
Not like it's going to do anything either.
Not going to do. It's really going to do nothing. So the power of prayer is definitely, in my mind, not a thing. So Habination says a new Habs guy tweeted a tweet. I don't know what tweet that is. And Bayby says, what freedom? Wait. I'm going to say this because I'm not sure what you're talking about. If it's what I think you're talking about and you're on that side, Bayby, I don't really want to know that. I'd rather not know that about you guys, how you feel about that shit. It's okay. I give my opinion. I'm here talking on camera. And Matt is not Canadian, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't want to find out some of you guys that I like are lean that way. I mean, that's your business, and I don't want to know it. One thing we're good at is waivers. Yeah, I think they did a good job with the waivers last year. We got Rem Pitlick. I think just getting Rem Pitlick, that was a great year for waivers. Hey, Kelly, have a good night. Thanks for being here. And
Night, Kelly.
yeah, once again, thanks for doing what you do, eh?
Absolutely.
We appreciate that. Even though you're not in our territory, we appreciate it. Habitations and anarchists, is that okay? Like I said, as long as, I don't need to know what you're trying to cause anarchy about. So I'd rather not, to be honest with you. The only people that need, if at all, I don't really need to give you my political leanings, really. But I mean mine and Matt's, because we're up here and we don't really want to know. We like you guys and we don't want that to affect that. That's basically what I'm saying. And I know for myself, there's certain things I don't really like, and it can affect how I feel about somebody. So I'd rather not know it about people that I like. Is that like putting my head in the sand? It might be, but it is what it is. And the funny thing is, I think the mushrooms just kicked in.
Oh, really?
About 5 minutes ago. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's like
Night, Larry.
4 hours ago. Oh, I had spaghetti with mushroom sauce. That's all I'm talking about. Matheson will play on the right side to balance out the lineup. Again, if they get an experienced right side D, I don't think so. If it's going to be Savard as your first line guy on the right side, I think, yeah, you may be right. Hey, have a good night, Larry the Cable Guy. What's that?
I met David Savard yesterday. There was road work being done near my girlfriend's house. There was a traffic cone there. I was like, "Hey, David, how you doing?"
Boom. Have a good night, Larry the Cable Guy. Thanks for being here, buddy. It's weird to think we won't see Romanov next season. I thought he was untouchable. He was on mine. Yeah. Listen, I think we're gonna really like Kirby Dak, but yeah, I gotta miss Romy.
Oh yeah, I mean, me too. But
I did not eat
look,
shrooms.
if Dak pans out, I think it's fine.
I did not eat shrooms, by the way. I'm not like that. I don't do those things, but it's part of my therapy. It's called shroom therapy. This is medication. It's microdose. I'm trying something, and it's working. I think I'm a lot happier person because of it. So yes, they. I don't know why. 4 hours later, they kicked in. It's just a pill. It's a very minor dose, a mild dose. Beva, I'll agree with you there. See there, I agree with you, so I don't mind talking about that. But yeah, so if you mean that, which I'm very happy that's what you mean. I agree with you there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, 100%.
I don't think it's the same here. I don't think it's the same here yet.
We're fine. Like we have a Republican governor, but he's not an idiot. You know what I mean? We say he's a Massachusetts Republican. Basically, means he's a Republican, but he has a brain. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, it's almost gone too far to one side now, and I just hope it doesn't continue going that way or come here to Canada. So, yeah, listen, we're good here in Canada, but man, if that little piece of shit Polyev gets in, Canada's gonna go to complete shit. That's what I'm going to say. Andrew, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what, though? Yeah, I think it is good on me. It's, it's not like I'm all day. It's not like that at all. But it's been very good for me so far. So I think I'm going to continue doing it. Biden is anti-crime in a bad way. Listen, Biden is he's a president at a really bad time to be the president.
I'm not a big Biden fan.
Not much he can do. Listen, not much he can do about what's going on. He's getting blamed for a lot of stuff that's really not his fault. And he's not strong enough to counter that, I think. And you know what? Listen, he's a little bit old, and I think it's starting to show, and I don't think he should run again. Unfortunately, they're saying if Trump does get the nomination, they think the only one that could beat him is Biden. Nobody else will beat him. So, I don't know.
That's even if he gets the nomination. I don't know if you've heard what's come out of the hearing so far in the January 6th committee, but it's pretty damning.
Yeah, but
I think he's going to end up in serious trouble.
Midterms are coming. If the midterms turn out the way I think it will, all this stuff that's going on now will go bye-bye. We were doing we forgot we were doing that. Oh yeah, let's forget about it.
See, I think it depends though, because a lot of Trump-backed candidates didn't.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I hope. So, listen, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. And what I'm thinking is wrong. 100%. I hope you're right. I hope for the best there. I just don't feel it'll happen. But, man, I hope for the best there because, yeah. Gregory, Purple Kush right now. I've got 7 different varieties here tonight. Lately, I don't know. I just stocked up. So, yeah. I get mine from BC. I order it online. And I love the system. I love the prices, and I'm happy. How's Worcester doing these days? Who's that? What's Worcester? What's Worcester? Is that a street?
What? What was it?
Andrew says, "How's Worcester doing these days?"
Oh, Worcester. It's a town. It's Worcester.
No, but Worcester is Wooster, isn't it?
Worcester. They spell it. I'll tell you how it's. I'll tell you how it's spelled. One of these streams, I'm gonna send Rick a list of town names. I want him to try to pronounce them.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really, really friggin' fun.
You might be surprised. I might do okay, actually. You might be surprised.
Worcester.
He got it right.
Worcester.
Yeah, he got it right.
Everyone pronounces it Worcester. It's Worcester.
Well, that's like Worcester sauce, but it's Worcester. I think I passed the one time I went through New England. I'm pretty sure I passed that town.
Well, you're in the middle. If you were in the middle of Massachusetts, you probably did.
Yeah, we went. We went past Boston. Didn't go in. We went up along whatever, did a bunch of deliveries, and then came back. Ended up in Rhode Island, and then came back.
I'm going to do that right now.
Joseph says, Rick, Canada is a communist country. That's why I believe American players are leaving Canada. Joseph, since you actually put that there, and I read that, you are, I want to say crazy. Sorry, if you believe Canada is a communist country, you got something missing up there. Sorry. And see what I said? I don't want to know this shit from you guys. Canada is a communist country. We have no freedom. Yet, I live in Canada. I'm online. I'm smoking pot. I do what I want. I don't know where the freedom's gone that I don't have. There you go. You got me started. You bastards. You got me started. Which one is he living on? I don't know what we're talking about. That's for Matt. Hey, Tony. We'll stay another, we're almost at 2 hours, so not much longer. The science behind microdosing has shown amazing results and very little negative side effects. Yes, I would agree with that. And I started doing that without really researching that. And then I found out that I'm doing right. So, yeah. So, I'm very happy with it so far. Andrew lived in Westboro for a few years. Worcester was a bad place to stop in. Okay.
Yeah, there's some parts. There's also a rotary, too, right in the middle of downtown Worcester. I won't drive through it because it's like a 6-way intersection. Oh, my God.
That
with
sounds.
like two lights. It's a death trap.
And while you're waiting there, somebody comes in, sticks a gun in your face, and robs you. No. Um, massive red wave coming during midterms. That's in the States. Yeah. I mean, it's typical. It always happens. I don't see why it wouldn't here. There. I don't know why I've got so many freaking flies in here today. Like there's a window open. There's not. I have screens. There's some names in Toronto that pronunciation of a street name is not how it is spelled. That's the same everywhere. That's the same everywhere, right? Every city has a weird name or two. Here in Montreal, I don't know that there's a ton of that, but because there's a lot of French names, so a lot of people might think that they're weird. That big fly just flew on my leg, passed me by, tasted me. Hopefully it's only a fly.
Rick, I'm sending you a list of a few town names from Massachusetts. I want to see if you can pronounce
Where are
them.
you sending them to? On my
I'm texting them to you. Start from the top, work your way down. This is going to be funny.
This is going to be funny, folks. Let's make fun of the old man. Let's see. All right. Hover Hill?
Start the one above it. Start at the one above it.
Situate.
Oh, you're close. Situate.
Situate. Okay, close enough.
All right, below it.
Haverhill.
Nope. Haverhill.
Haverhill. Okay, no, that I get that. Leominster.
Leominster.
Leominster. Dedham.
Yep. Dedham. Got it right on.
Billerica.
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 No, there's no Erica. It's just Bill Rica.
Billerica. Bill and Rica. Bill and Rica. Gloucester.
Nope.
Wait a second. The other one was Worcester. So this is Gloucester.
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 You didn't do too bad. I've done this with a few of my buddies that live out of state, and some of them are pretty funny.
Well, I've heard them before. It's not like these are all new to me. That's why.
Funny though, a lot of them they're like, Matt, how come there's so many letters you don't pronounce? I'm like, I didn't name the towns. It's hilarious.
Joseph Felice, if you're still locked up in your room, it's because you're in jail. It's the only reason you'd be locked up in room when all the mandates and all that shit all been lifted. So what the fuck are you talking about? How's that? I go out every day. I'm not locked in my room. Don't get me started. Other reasons to wait for Dubois rather than give up quality assets. Give Dak a season and deep draft next year. Early rankings, but a lot of centers in the top 10. Yeah, good points. You know what this is? My big lights are attracting these bugs. That's what it is. Wow.
God, I'm sweating bullets right now. It's hot.
Hey, Rick and Matt, you think Matheson Bowie? He's a right shot D. We need badly. Yeah, he's not really an NHL guy. They got him for the Rocket to keep that level of competition and all that. I think they just got him for the Rocket. Personally.
Mm-hmm.
Gregory says we need to talk about hockey, not religion and politics. He's right.
100%. That's always been my philosophy in these streams. Just keep it hockey.
It took how do you pronounce that? Andrew says it took him forever to find Faneuil Hall.
Yeah, you got it. That's Faneuil Hall. That's Quincy Market in Boston. Near the north end of the financial district.
There you go. How do you say it?
Faneuil Hall.
Faneuil Hall. I got it right.
Yep.
My prediction for this season is that Habs will finish ahead of the Kraken. Yeah, I mean, I think Montreal will finish higher up than they did this past season. Yeah. So I don't know how high, but I've said between 5 and 10. Like, what is that? Not 5 and 10. Like at the top from the bottom. Oh, Faneuil is spelled Fenoy. Don't forget though, a lot of New England has French names. So the names are French, like we'd see here, but they're not pronounced that way at all. But there's a French connection there in a lot of the New England states with the names, because France has some settlements and stuff there.
Especially up in like northern New Hampshire, northern Maine, northern Vermont.
Louisiana, right?
Louisiana is way down south.
No, but I'm saying in the States, in parts of the States.
Yeah.
But it's bad that, but I know New England and Louisiana, there's a few spots where you get some French names, but you wouldn't know it by you guys saying them. You wouldn't know that that's spelled like a French name. That's what I'm saying. So did we? I think we came to the end here finally. I think we had the end. 2 hours in. You got anything to add?
No, not really. I've had fun.
I don't think I do either. So I think we're gonna call it a night here because we're 2 hours in. So it's Saturday. Besides, I'll do a video or two, obviously this week. Hopefully more than two. Be back Wednesday and next Saturday, as always, for live shows. And if there's any news, any trades, anything like that, well, I'll be doing videos on that as it happens. And that's about it for my plans for the week. So thanks everybody for being here. Who was here all night? We're down to about half of what was, half the people. People are leaving already, so I better get out of here. I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't, so I apologize for that. Just thanks everybody for being here. It was a fun talk tonight. I had a good time. We lasted a half hour longer than normal. And that's it. So we'll see you on Wednesday for the live stream. And I'll definitely have, a video or two. I know it's not the most popular stuff that I do, but I am working on a poem. As you can tell, I go in spurts with poems. So I'm working on that and trying to find another idea to work on. It's quiet time, so it's harder to find ideas I like. And then that's it. So that's it. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. And have a good rest of the night. It's Saturday, so there's still lots of Saturday left. I'm just going to say goodnight because I'm babbling. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.